Hello, class. Today I'm going to do section 6.1. Section 6.1 for my Math 11 class, College Algebra. Okay? Section 6.1 for today. All right. So in section 6.1, we solve system of equations by the elimination method and by the substitution method. System of equations, okay? So first, here's a system of equations. For example, and this is a linear system of equations, okay? I'll give you this one first. Look at this one. 2x minus 9y equals negative 17. This is section 6.1. Solve. 2x minus 9y equals to 17. And the other one is going to be equals negative 17. That's a negative 17. Okay. The other one is going to be 8x plus 5y equals 14. 8x plus 5y equals 14. Okay. So, to solve this system of equation, the easiest way that I have explained this in the past is that we can graph this system. We can graph the first equation, and we can also graph the second equation. Okay? So, if you graph the first equation, let's call this equation 1 and equation 2. Okay? Note in equation 1, you can graph that equation. Okay? Equation 1. If you want to graph equation 1, this is x and this is y. Graph equation 1, you can find the X-Intercept and the Y-Intercept. Okay? Equation 1, we can find the X-Intercept and the Y-Intercept. Graphing equation 1. Equation 1. If you want to graph equation 1, find the X-Intercept and the Y-Intercept. Find X-Intercept and Y-Intercept. Okay. For the X-Intercept, for the Y-Intercept, let x be 0. Okay. For the Y-Intercept, this equation 1. Let x equals 0. So that's a 0. That's a 0 right there. 2 times 0 is 0. And we get negative 9y equals negative 17. So that y equals, what's a negative divided by a negative? Positive. So this 17 over 9. That's approximately 9 into 17 one time. Correct? 8 nines. Okay? So 1 and 8 nines. So when x is 0, y is 1 and 8 nines. When x is 0, here's x equals 0, here's x equals 1. Actually, that's x equals 0 right there. That's x equals 0. That's x equals 1. That's x equals 2. All right? This is x equals negative 1. This is y equals negative 1. y equals 0, this y equals 1. Yeah, that's it. Okay. This is x equals negative 2. Okay. This is y equals negative 2. This is y equals 2. Okay. So note, when x is 0, in graphing equation 1, when x is 0, y is 1 and 8/9, almost 2. X is 0, y is almost 2 right there. Okay? We call this the Y-intercept. For equation 1, we just found the Y-intercept. Let's find the X-intercept. X-intercept. To find the X-intercept, you let y be 0. Okay? If y, we're talking about equation 1 now. Don't forget, equation 1. This equation. We'll deal with this one later. We're doing this one. If y is 0, this is 0. Negative 9 times 0 is 0. So if y is 0, then we get 2x equals negative 17. So the x equals to negative 17 over 2. Okay? And this equals to? This is equal to. Okay? Equal to. How many times 2 into 17? 8 times. So this is negative. Okay? 8.5. Okay? 2 times 8 is 16 plus 1, 17 over 2. That's it. Okay? When y is 0, x is negative 8.5. Oh boy. I'm gonna need more room, okay? I need more room for my graph. All right. So let me redo the graph, okay? I'm gonna need more room. All right, so here we go. Okay, x equals negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, negative 4, negative 5, negative 6, negative 7, negative 8, negative 9. X equals 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay? Y equals 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, negative 4, negative 5, negative 6, negative 7, negative 8, negative 9. And so on and so forth. So this is x, and that's y. The first one, when x is 0, y is almost 2. 1 and 8/9. X is 0, y is almost 2 right there. This is y equals 2. When y is 0, x is negative 8.5. Y is 0, x is negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, negative 4, negative 5, negative 6, negative 7, negative 8.5 right there. Okay? Here we go. All right. These are 2 points for equation 1. We're going to connect those 2 points with a straight line because this is a linear equation. This is a system of linear equations. Both are linear equations. We call this a system of linear equations. So let me connect these 2 points with a straight line. Okay? I'm going to try my best. I don't have a ruler. Where's my ruler? I don't know where it is. All right, so here we go. Can be a straight line. You know what I mean, right? A straight line right there. Okay, I don't care. I don't care what anybody thinks. This is a straight line, okay? I don't have a ruler. So this is equation 1. Now let's graph equation 2. Okay? Graphing equation 2. So I have to erase this because I'm going to graph equation 2. Okay. So graph equation 2, find the X-intercept and the Y-intercept. The X-intercept, let y equals 0, right there. Let this y, we're talking about equation 2 now, we're dealing with the second one now. Let y equals 0, 5 times 0 is 0, so we get what? We get ax equals 14. Okay. When y is 0, 8x equals 14. What is x? X equals to 14 over 8. Simplify this. X equals to what? 2 goes in both. Actually, yeah, 2 goes in both. 2 goes into 14 7 times, and 2 goes into 8 4 times. All right. And so therefore, what do we get? 4 into 7, 1 time 1 3/4. That's what that equals to. So when y is 0, x is 1 3/4. Okay? When x is 1 3/4, this is x equals 1, this is x equals 2. 1 3/4 is right, I'm going to say right around there. Approximately. Okay? When y equals 0, x is 1 3/4, right there. Now let's find the y-intercept. Y-intercept. To find the y-intercept, let x be 0. Let x equals 0. Okay? If you're going to let x equal 0, right there. What's 8 times 0? 0. So we get, if x equals 0, let me do this, okay? If x equals 0, 5y equals 14. Y equals 14 over 5. Okay. So that 5 goes into 14 2 times. 2 and what? 4/5. So 5 times 2 is 10, plus 4 is 14 over 5. Okay? So when x is 0, y is 2 4/5. When x is 0, y is 1, 2, and I'm going to say 4/5 is right around there, okay? This is an approximation. I'm doing equation 2. Okay? 2 4/5, okay? So when x is 0, x is 0, y is 1, 2, and 4/5, right around there, approximately. Now we're going to connect these 2 points for equation 2. Okay, I'm trying my best. I don't have a ruler, so let me do this. Okay. And we have graphed both equations. Now, the purpose of 6.1 is to find where both lines intersect. The way I've taught this in the past is I've said that wherever both lines intersect, there is a party there. Okay? So this point right here, there's a party, a fiesta. A fiesta. Or you may call it a party. Okay? You can find the address to this party. Yes. You can find the address to the party by graphing. But if you notice, this is like finding the address to the party is like finding an address without a GPS, without a phone. Okay? You're just guessing. Not the best way to find an address to a party. By the way, the address to the party is going to consist of an order pair. The address consists of an X value and a Y value. Once you find the address to that party, we say that you have solved the system. Okay? You can guess the address. Okay, you can guess. All right. What do you think it is? You think that a wild guess, maybe X equals to, I don't know, 3/4. Y equals to, I don't know, close to 2, but not really 2, right? Y equals to, shall we say, let's say 2. This is a guess. That's what it is. That's a guess. And we're lucky here because we can really guess for this system. It's not too bad. Sometimes, okay, you won't be able to tell. Okay, so this is just a wild guess. Not the best way to solve the system. That is not the best way to solve the system, okay? By graphing, it is not the best way to solve the system. Instead, we need a method. In fact, we're going to discuss 2 methods. Here's the first method, okay? To solve this system, we can do it by the substitution method. That is, first step, pick an equation and solve for a variable. Which equation? It does not matter. Which variable? It doesn't matter either. Okay? So step number 1, pick an equation. And solve for a variable. Okay? It doesn't matter which one, guys, okay? So therefore, let me see. I'm gonna pick, both equations are a little bit difficult because they both have fractions. Okay, so let's see. I'll pick equation 1. Remember, you have a choice. You don't have to follow me. But I'll pick equation 1 and I'll solve for x. How's that? Okay? Step number 1. Solve for x in equation 1. Okay, let's do that. Equation 1, x, I'm gonna bring this to the right. Okay, so 2x equals to 9y minus 17. Continue. Divide by 2. So x equals to 9 over 2y minus 17 over 2. That's your step number 1. Step number 2. Substitute what you got. Substitute. The isolated variable found in step 1 into the other equation. Okay. I found an equation in step 1. I isolated x in equation 1. I'm going to take this x from equation 1 and I'm going to substitute it into the other equation. And what's the other? What's the other equation? That's equation 2. Okay. In step 1, I work with equation 1, with this one. Now I'm going to take what I found from step 1 and plug it into my other equation. Here's my other equation, equation 2. Equation 2. That's 8x. Hey, 8x. That's what it says. And this x is going to come from step 1. Plus 5y equals 14. And you see this x? X is what? 9 over 2. Y minus 17 over 2. Okay. Step 3, solve. Solve the equation in step 2. Okay. Distribute. 9 times 8 times 9 is 72. 72 divided by 2. See, divided by 2. Or you could just say this. Oh, okay, let's just say that. 72 divided, is that 36? 36. 36y. So this is 36y minus, okay, 8 times 17. I'm not even going to multiply that. I'm going to say 8 times 17, but 8 is divisible by 2. So 2 goes into 8 4 times. And what is 4 times 17? 4 times 7 is 28. Takes 2. 4 times 1 is 4 plus 2, 6. Plus 5y equals 14. Okay. All right. Okay. So now, solve for y. Solve the equation in step 2. Okay. So 36y plus 5y. 41y equals 2. bring this over. What is 68 plus 14? 78, 82. What's the next step? Divide both sides by 41. What's 82 divided by 41? Y equals 2. Yeah. This is part of the address to the party. This part. Got it. But you're not done. You need to find this part, the x value. So what do? You take this y and you plug it into one of the equations. You can plug it in there too. Look, this equation 1. This equation 1, you can plug it in there. If you plug it in there, it's like you plug it in there. Sure, you can plug it in there. Okay, take this y, plug it in there. Okay, we can do that. Do that. I'm going to take this y, plug it in equation 1. Equation 1. 2x minus, what's 9 times 2? 18. Equals what? Negative 17. So 2x, what's negative 17 plus 18? 1. So x equals to 1/2. All right. We found the address to the party, guys. We were wrong. Our guess was wrong. So graphing is not the best method. It isn't. Okay? Because you can't really tell. You can't really tell. So the address to the party, this is wrong. The address to the fiesta is x equals 1/2, y equals 2. And it's right there. Everybody at this place is jamming, dancing. Yeah. Okay? Right there. So we have solved the system, the linear system, by the substitution method. That's how you solve a system. To solve a system means to find where both lines intersect. The way I explain it is to find the address to the party, to the fiesta. Okay? So we did it by the substitution method. We can also find the address to the party by the elimination method. Sure we can. Let's do it by the elimination method, guys. The elimination method. The elimination method. Sometimes they call this method the addition method. You'll see why. Okay. To use the elimination method, we're going to have to eliminate a variable. Sure. Which variable? It's up to you. Okay? Obviously, you want to pick the easiest variable to eliminate. Okay, so because I think that the easiest variable to eliminate here is x. Look at it. Now, the way you're going to eliminate x is by adding both equations. That's why they also call it the addition method. So I pick to eliminate x. how do I eliminate x? Well, to eliminate x, I'm gonna add both equations, and I need the x term to I need the x terms to cancel each other. I need this x and this x, when you add them up, to cancel each other. Okay? So I'm going to take equation 1 and equation 2. Equation 1 and equation 2. And I'm going to add. I'm going to add both equations. In the process, I want my x terms to cancel each other. Okay. The only way I can get these two terms to cancel each other is if I multiply this by -4. Yeah. If I multiply this by -4, that's going to give me a -8x in this equation 1. And this is 8x, so when I add them up, they'll cancel each other. So I'm gonna say that. I'm gonna write it out. Multiply equation 1 by -4. This is the elimination method, guys. They also call it the addition method. Why? Because, look, in order for you to eliminate, you add the equations. You also eliminate. Okay, equation 1 by -4. So this by -4, -8x. By -4, what's a negative to a negative? Positive. Plus 36y. By -4. A negative to a negative is positive. 4 times 7 is 28, takes 2. 4 times 1 is 4, plus 2 is 6. That's what you get when you multiply equation 1 by -4. Equation 2, look at equation 2. 8x plus 5y equals 14. Okay, note, we decided that we wanted to eliminate x. To eliminate x, they need to be opposites. The x terms need to be opposite so they can eliminate each other. When you add them, you get a 0. And I did, look, this became opposite to this. Now when I add, I get 0 there because -8x plus 8x gives me 0. And what is this? This is 41y. And what is this? This is 12, takes 1, 82. So that y is 2. Okay. Now you can take this y and plug it in there and get x, just like before. Okay. But sometimes you find it easier if you eliminate the other variable. Note here we eliminated x. We can also eliminate y. So we have this, okay? We already have it. We got the answer, all right? Okay, so I'm going to need this little bit of room. Okay? So here we got that y is 2, okay? Y equals 2. That's what we got. Now I'm going to eliminate y. You can plug it in if you want to, but you can also eliminate y. And you get x. Now, if you're going to eliminate y, now those two need to become opposites. Note, this is negative and this is positive. That's a good thing. But now they need to be opposites. Okay? Okay, how can I make this? So equation 1 and equation 2, how can I make those two terms opposites? I'll multiply this by 5, the entire equation, and I'll multiply this by 9, the entire equation. Okay? So note, the signs are already opposite. So multiply this by 5 and this by 9. Why? Because I want to eliminate y, and they need to be opposite so that when they add, they cancel each other. Okay? So 5 times equation 1. So 5 times 2x, 10x. 5 times negative 9y, negative 45y. And 5 times negative 17. 5 times 7 is 35. Takes 3. 5 times 1 is 5. Plus 3, 8. And it's negative. That's equation 1 by 5. Equation 2 by 9. Multiply this by 9. What's 9 times 8x? 72x. What's 9 times 5y? Plus 45y. What's 9 times 14? 9 times 4 is 36. Takes 3. 9 times 1 is 9 plus 3, 12. Okay? Note, they became opposites. That's what I wanted. And so now I'm going to add. And what is this? What is this? This is 82x equals 2. All right. And what is this? Whoa. 15. Okay, well, let's just do it like this. Look, I'm going to do it like this. 6 minus 5 is 1. And 12 minus 8 is 4. Divide both sides by what? By 82. So that x equals to 41 divided by 82. So that x equals to 41 goes into itself once, and 41 goes into 82 twice, and we got the same answer again. Y equals 2, x equals half. There you go. Okay. Okay, very good. Excellent. Now, this is the elimination method, okay? And we also did the substitution method. Let's do another one, okay? So we have two methods to solve a system. Okay? Let me erase this. All right. Now, consider the next one. Watch this system of equations. I'll give you this one. Something that you understand, okay? Here, I'll give you this one, guys. There's a good one right there. Okay, x squared minus y equals 4. Okay. Now, it's equation 1. Equation 2. Let me give you equation 2. Okay. Equation 2 is going to be the following. Two x minus 3y equals 6. Okay, let me see if this is gonna make sense to you guys. It should. Make this plus. Okay. Now, we're ready. Okay. We're going to solve the system. Solve the system. Remember, we're looking for the average to the party. This system is no longer a linear system. Why? Because equation 1 is a parabola. Equation 2 is a line. They both need to be lines, but this one is a parabola which you can graph. Look at equation 1. Watch equation 1. Let's try to graph equation 1. Graph equation 1. Watch this. I'm going to solve for y in equation 1, okay? So I'll just bring this to my right. How's that? So negative y equals 2 negative x squared plus 4. I need to solve for y, so let me get rid of this negative. So multiply everything by negative. So y equals 2, multiplies by negative, x squared, and multiplies by negative, minus 4. That's a parabola. So this is no longer a linear system. It's a system of equations, but it's no longer a linear system because this is not a line. Okay, let's graph it. That's x. This is y. And that's a parabola. Okay, with its vertex right there. 1, 2, 3, 4, right there. That's the vertex. Okay, and it opens up. 1 and 2. Negative 1, negative 2, and it passes through those 2 points. There you go. If you don't believe me, plug into there. What's 2 squared? 4. What's 4 minus 4? 0. When x is 2, y is 0. See? When x is 2, y equals 0. When x is negative 2, y is also 0. So we just graph this parabola. Can you graph this? Sure you can. To graph this one, that was equation 1. Graph equation 2. Graph equation 2. Okay. Let x be 0. What is y when x is 0? Okay, when x is 0, this is gone. What is y? Y is 6 divided by 2, which is 2. Y is 2. We got a point. X is 0, y is 2. X is 0, y is 1 and 2. Right there. Let y be 0. Okay? If y is 0, this is 0. That's gone. Ignore this because y is 0. It's not there anymore. 3 times 0 is 0. X is 6 divided by 2, which is 3. X is 3. When y is 0, x is 3. Right there. X is 3, y is 0, so this is a line. The second equation is a line. Okay. So here, guys, to solve this system, you're gonna find two parties. There's a party right there, party over here, and party over there. Yep. So when you solve the system, you're gonna get two answers, two order pairs, okay? Now, there's different ways to solve this. You can use the elimination. Well, wait a minute, let me see. Yeah, we can use the elimination. I think so. And we can also use the substitution. Okay? It's up to you guys. If you want to do the elimination, you're not going to be able to eliminate x because x is squared and this x is to the first. But you can eliminate y. Look. How do you eliminate y? Make this positive 3. So eliminate y. Okay? So equation 1 is x squared and multiply equation 1 by 3. So multiplies by 3 is 3x squared. Multiplies by 3 minus 3y. Multiplies by 3, 12. And this is 2x plus 3y equals to 6. Add them up. Don't add this to that because they're not like terms. So we get, when you add these two equations, you get 3x squared plus 2x. Those two cancel each other, equals to 18. Okay? Now we gotta solve this equation. Okay? So how do we solve this equation? You can use the quadratic formula. Quadratic formula says this: x equals negative b plus minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac divided by twice a. Okay. So here, x equals negative b. B is 2. So negative 2 plus minus the square root of b squared. Oh, by the way, I'm forgetting something. What am I forgetting? I gotta bring this to my left. If you're gonna use the quadratic formula, you gotta bring this to your left. Let's do that first, okay? So here we have 3x squared plus 2x minus 18 equals 0. Okay? So A is 3, B is 2, and C is negative 18. Look. Okay, we're ready. So B is 2. So by the quadratic formula, x equals negative 2 plus minus the square root of b squared. What's 2 squared? 4. Minus 4 times a. What's a? 3. Times c. What's c? Negative 18. Divided by twice a. What's a? Twice a. Twice 3. 6. Okay. All right. Okay, so this one here is going to be the following: negative 2. Okay? And I'm going to multiply, well, there's different ways to do this. So this is plus minus the square root of, and this is 4 plus, right? Because a negative times a negative is positive. So this is 4 plus. Okay? Let's multiply 12 times 18. Do it here. 18 times 12. Okay? 2 times 8, 16 takes 1. 2 times 1 is 2 plus 1 is 3. 1 times 18 is 18. That's a 6. And that's, what is this? 11, 2. Okay? Let's do this again. 2 times 18 is 36. 1 times 18 is 18. There you go. Okay. So therefore, 12 times 18 is 216. So this is 216. 216 divided by 6. Okay. All right. Almost there. So x equals 2, that's negative 2 plus minus, what's 4 plus 2, 16, 220. So this equals to negative 2 plus minus the square root of 220, right? 220 divided by 6. Okay, let's take 220 and break it into, factor it. 2 goes into 2, 1 time, 110. Do it again. 2 goes into that, 2 times 55. Okay? 55 is 5 times 11. There's nothing to do there. So therefore, this 220, this negative 2, plus minus the square root of, this is 4 times 55. And what is the square root of 4? Let me write it. 4 times 55 divided by 6. And what is the square root of 4? So this is negative 2 plus minus 2 the square root of 55 divided by 6. Okay? That's what your x is. We're gonna need a calculator, guys, because I don't have a calculator. Forgot my calculator, okay? But these are two cases, and we're gonna simplify that even more, okay? So I need the room, guys. I'm running out of room. I need the room. I know how we got there. So I'm gonna erase all of this, okay? All right. I'm gonna erase this also. Okay. And so we eliminated x. And so I have to erase this, okay, guys? I'm just gonna give you the answer. Right there. And so now look, 2 goes into 2, 2 goes into 2, and 2 goes into 6. So x equals 2, 2 goes into 2, negative 1, plus minus, 2 goes into 2, 1. So this is the square root of 55. And 2 goes into 6, 3 times. Guys, and there are two cases here. Negative 1 plus the square root of 55 divided by 3. That's the first case. What's the second case? Negative 1 minus the square root of 55 all over 3. And this is also x. Two cases. Okay? Why two cases? Because there are 2 points. That's why. Okay? So therefore, we're almost there. Okay, good class? Almost there. All right, so I'm gonna have to erase this now. So watch. Good class, watch. Okay, this is gonna be the negative case. You see this point? There's a party there. We found the x value for this point. The x value is going to be that one. X is negative. Then this point, this address, this party has a negative x coordinate, x value, which is that one. Negative 1 minus the square root of 55 over 3. All we need to do is find y. What is y? Okay? Very good. How about this one? That's the other case. This one here is going to be the positive case. That one. Negative 1 plus the square root of 55 all over 3. And our job now is to find the y values. Okay? Oh boy. How do I find the y values? Okay. Let me show you how to find the y value. Okay? Everybody got this now? All right. To find this y value, you gotta plug in this x value into one of the equations. You can play it in there. So equation 2, 2 times this x value, negative 2 minus the square root of 55 all over 3 plus, what is it? 3y equals 6. Okay? All right, very good. Listen, I can get rid of this 3 by multiplying this by 3, multiply this by 3, and multiply this by 3. Yep. This 3 is going to cancel that 3. And you're going to get 2 times negative 2 minus the square root of 55 plus 9y equals to 18. If you want, you can distribute. Okay, distribute. And so what do we get? 2 times that, that's negative 4, minus 2, the square root of 55, plus 9y equals to 18. Bring this to my right. So 9y equals to, what is 18? And this comes over, plus 4. 18 plus 4. What's 18 plus 4? 22. Also bring this over. Plus 2, the square root of 55. Divide both sides by 9. So y equals to 22 plus 2, the square root of 55 all over 9. Okay? So we found this one. Yeah. We found that one. Y is what? 22 plus 2, the square root of 55 all over 9. And that's the point. Okay? Now, you guys get this Y. Guys, the reason I had to do it the long way is because I didn't bring a calculator, okay? So I had to do it the long way. But if you use a calculator, make this a decimal, plug it in there, you can solve for Y, okay? I'll leave it up to you guys, okay? If you want to do it the long way, now take this X value and plug it in there, okay? And then solve for Y. Do the same thing, basically the same thing, but with a different X value. And you get this Y, okay? And that is going to be the solution to the system. The solution to the system is this order pair and this order pair, but now you have to find this Y value, okay? You find that Y value. I already show you how. Right here. You're going to take the same steps. Okay? All right, guys. This is section 6.1. Okay? Section 6.1 is our system of equations. 6.1. Have a nice day. Take care.